Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. Here we go. Welcome. I am popping on a little bit early. I know I said 10:30. I actually have another Facebook Live at 11, so I figured why not come on early. If you're watching the replay, let me know you're here. I figured out my tech, so we're good to go. And I'm so excited. In the next 20 to 30 minutes, I'm going to be sharing with you the behind the scenes of how to grow your business exponentially by positioning yourself as not only a best-selling author, but as an expert that can help solve the pain point of your ideal client. So I'm going to give you a lot of things that I teach my anthology clients, and I'm going to help you to grow your own business. So, whether you have already published a book, whether you're curious about this opportunity, I want to be of service to you in this next 20 to 30 minutes to help you. So, let me just share this to perfect. To you in this next 20 to 30 minutes. Sorry about that. Okay, let me just share to my Expanding Your Brilliance community. And let me make sure that the other video is deleted. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, if you're here, I want you to just celebrate yourself that you followed this soul nudge, that you're ready to share your story. I know that sharing your story can be very vulnerable. And so the fact that you're here, however you found me, however you found this video, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, wherever, give yourself a little pat on the back because sharing your story can be challenging. I remember when I wrote my first book, Revealing Your Inner Radiance, I wrote it in Bali with 30 other women. And it was hard because I was healing as I was writing it. And there were just tears and so much catharsis that happened because I was sharing these tender parts of myself that I had really only shared with like a therapist at the time. So after doing this 6 times, I feel like I've given birth 6 times um, to these different books. I have distilled down a process where I take people through the anthology process, knowing how to hold you, how to guide you, how to have you release emotions and really share your brilliance in a way that then leads people to connect with you. Because there's writing from your head and then there's writing from your heart. And when you write from your heart, when you speak from your heart, people will connect with you. They will hire you, and it will lead to infinite possibilities for your business. So get your coffee, get your tea, whatever it is that you drink in the morning, and maybe get out a pen and paper. I want you to just, instead of thinking, I want you to just feel what's resonating with you as I go through this presentation. And I want you to connect with whatever it is that you take away, whether you write and decide to move on to write this book and be part of this anthology, whether you use this for your business. I just trust however that's meant to be, the energy is going to flow where it has to go. So I want to ask you this question. I want you to imagine yourself during your rock bottom. This book is all about becoming fully powered. And we are always becoming. If we have a desire, a goal, an outcome that is present on our heart, there often is a transformation that has to happen in order for us to match the identity, the visibility, the confidence of the person who has that desire, whether it's an income goal, whether it's writing a best-selling book, whatever that is, it is a becoming. And so that's why the title is Becoming Fully Powered. And we're never really fully arrived at perfection or healing or whatever maybe you think you need to be in order to, whether we think we have to be enough or whatever that is, we're evolving. And so it's always a becoming from rock bottom to radiant spark. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the book because this is honestly, I'm most excited about this book. Not that I don't love my other babies, but I know that this one's going to be so powerful. So I want you to just tune in here. Imagine yourself during your rock bottom, and you might be saying, I've never had a rock bottom. I've never, had a crazy disaster or been homeless or anything like that. But I want you to know that rock bottom can look a lot of different ways. It could be divorce. It could be after a bold decision that you made. It could be you found yourself so exhausted, so depleted after job loss. It could be pregnancy loss. I mean, trauma can show up in so many ways. So I want to highlight that first of all. And you probably have a memory as I ask this question, a rock bottom moment. I call this kind of your power outage moment where there was a shock, something happened, you made a decision, someone else made a decision, and all of a sudden your life was different. And I'm getting chills as I say this. There was, you looked around your life and you're like, what happened? What happened here? My life is not what I knew that it was. And you're just at this rock bottom moment. What did you wish you knew at that moment? What advice would you have wanted? What did you wish that you had? Support, reassurance, a mentor, self-love, self-worth. What would you tell yourself now as the version of you sitting here watching this video? If you could look back at that version of you with so much compassion, so much love, what would you tell her? What would you say to her? And I'm just going to be watching for comments here. What would you tell her? You have a story to share. You might be thinking, I've never written anything before. What do I have to share? I've never had a crazy, traumatic, you know, rock bottom moment. But I guarantee you've had some challenges, whether it was being burnt out in your career. Again, I talked about divorce or child loss. There's so many ways that our rock bottom can show up. So I want you to know right from the beginning, you have a story, you have a message to share that is going to be medicine for someone else. Someone else out there in your audience is craving, is waiting for you. In this moment, right now, they are saying a prayer to find someone like you. Whether you're a coach, a healer, a real estate broker, across any industry, you have a story to share. So I want to go through why even write a book? Why go through this process? I want to share some things that you might not have even thought about before. So, yes, we're going to be inspiring people through our story, providing hope, providing reassurance, being the mentor that we wish we had at the time. But it's also giving people physical proof that it's possible, that whatever you've achieved, because I'm sure whoever's watching this, you've achieved something that someone else is dreaming about. It's showing that physical proof, even in this book, the Moving Beyond the Counter book, there are 19 stories of people who monetized their gifts, who turned their gifts to gold and helped other people. So there's 19 ways, 19 different stories, all different backgrounds, ethnicities, types of businesses people grew. So you're going to find yourself in every single story with these anthologies. And that's the same with you. You're giving people proof that anything is possible. And not only that, this book lives on. So after I pass away, Lindsay is going to have all of these books and say, wow, look at what my mother did. And it's so amazing when you see your child holding the book and reading your chapter. I have so many pictures of past anthology clients who were in tears because they saw their kids reading their book. I know that Tara Davis, as an example, her son was like, my mommy's book signing is, we're on our way. And look, and she wrote a book. It's just, it's so much more than the title, right? Like becoming a best-selling author obviously is great, but there's so many other ripple effects of like, why should I actually write a book? Books are powerful tools to connect with your soul clients. Because if I send this book to somebody, they're going to read my story. They're going to say, oh, wow, now I know an even deeper version of Christina. Now I see how she helps clients, right? And it's a nurturing tool that, you can send this to potential clients as a gift. You can have your own book signing. You can use this as a business growth tool. And I'm going to share specific examples of how this leads to more speaking opportunities, more clients, more cash flow. When you become an author, you automatically elevate yourself as a thought leader, as an authority, and it elevates your entire brand when you use it correctly. It's not like just, okay, I'm going to publish this and then I'm never going to talk about it again. There are ways that you can start to leverage it, and I'm going to show you that here. So the practical, tangible things that you're going to get from publishing your own book, growing your clients and cash flow when you do this strategically and soulfully, expanding your reach. When you connect, if you're in an anthology, you form collaborations and connections within that group of people. So if there's 19 people, you're connecting with all of these women. And so many people have been on each other's podcasts. They've become clients. They've referred opportunities to each other. It's so beautiful. So there are these ripple effects that come from being part of an anthology, providing value to your prospects. We just talked about that, leveraging it to get paid speaking engagements. Sorry, Penny's here with me. Being featured on TV, magazines, podcasts, there's so many different ways. So if you're still with me here, it's time to tell your story. And I know you have one, and there's a way to tell your story in a more expansive way. Because if we're like, oh yeah, this happened to me versus this is how it happened, and I'm going to paint a picture of my rock bottom, and now I'm a radiant spark inspiring people in my community because of the trials and the challenges I've had, there's a much different energy to that. So that's really what I draw out in these coaching sessions. When I have an anthology, I am drawing out your brilliance and extracting the gems from your story with you so that when you write the chapter, the words are magnetic. The words connect. Because a lot of us, again, write from let me tell the story versus let me show you from my heart. So if you know in your bones that you've been pulled to share your story, to write an anthology, to be part of something bigger, then this is for you. So we talked about some of these things already. Why author a book? It opens the door for clients to know, like, and trust you. I cannot tell you how many times I've sent somebody a book and then years later they come back and they're like, oh my God, I need to hire you. And it's a one-on-one, it's my highest tier package. It is a soulful way to nurture potential clients so that they know, like, and trust you. I can tell you story and story and story again of times that I even donated, Melissa Turner, I donated book, I think it was my third book. I donated a bunch of books to her winter wellness event that she had. And then she has taken 4 or 5 programs with me. She came to the retreat. She did Confident Client Attraction, Pristine, like 10 other programs with me because she knows the value of proximity and being in my energy, that she gets quick results because we shift any blocks that are coming up for her and practically help her to reach more people. And so now she's in my one-on-one program, and I'm super excited because we're doing a lot of fun things. But this is how, when you follow your soul nudge, when you say yes to writing your story, these are all of the things that can open up for you. So if you send a book out to somebody, you could, get a client, a collaboration, a speaker opportunity, I've donated books to pharmacy schools and things have come out of that. It's just limitless. So, okay, you're a published author. Now what do you do? Best-selling author. Add it to your resume, put it on your LinkedIn profile, speaker kit. This is something that I do in my author to authority package that I'm going to talk about shortly. So, leveraging this in a way that positions you as a thought leader expert in a certain subject matter. We go through all of that. Giveaway items, I talked about this. Past anthology clients went on to call in new clients, expand their network, write their own books, get paid speaking opportunities. All of these things grew their business. These are some other ways. This is just kind of a bonus of things that you can do once you become a published author. So you can have your own event. Like if you decide to have a retreat, you can have the books there for purchase for people to have. You can also, like this is what I'm doing for my Expanding Your Brilliance retreat. I am gifting this for every single person that comes to the retreat. They are getting a free copy of this. So leveraging that, showing, hey, this is of value. This is something that I'm going to include in my event ticket, my retreat ticket. You can include things like I always have a QR code where people can then connect with me and they get a a free added value, whatever that might be. So it could be like meditations. It could be, here's how you work with me. You're giving a little bit of value, like a Costco sample, and then you're leading people to, and here's how you work with me if you want the full transformation. Another thing I've done is create business cards. So I do this for every anthology. So that way, if you are at a networking event, if you're at a conference, you can say, hey, here's my new book. Go grab it on Amazon. There's a QR code, your name's on the back. It looks extremely professional. And then obviously, we're going to be going for bestseller status, which we get every time. And you can even use some of those testimonials however you want in your promotion on your website, anything like that. One thing, too, that I want you to think about is, we're always thinking, how do we engage people? As you're going through this process of writing the book, I always encourage my anthology authors to take pictures of you writing your chapter, take pictures at the book signing, have a picture of you holding the book. That these are all very subtle, subconscious ways to position yourself as a have to hire versus like a nice to have. So if you think about like Amazon as an example, and there's certain things that you know that you want and you're like, oh, I'll put this on the wish list. Like, I don't really need this right now. It's like a nice to have. You want to be the have to have, that you're positioning yourself as somebody who can solve a pain point of your client and do it in a way that is totally unique. So by stacking things like pictures and, hey, here's what I'm up to, it creates momentum. So there's so many ways that you can leverage a book. And it's a one-time investment that pays off for years to come, trust me. So who I'm looking to partner with, because this is book number 7, I've done this many, many times. There are certain qualities of people that I know it's going to work really well. The process will be seamless. We're going to publish this book in 2 months. And so this is who I'm looking for. Somebody who is open and flexible, coachable, who is excited about the project. It's not just like, oh, I'm going to check this off as like something I have to do. It's that this feels like a mission and like something in your heart you want to make an impact. So it's more than just, oh, like let's, publish a best-selling book. It's like, no, I really want to make an impact in my community. Somebody who is organized, self-led, prompt with deadlines, because like it's like a moving train. I hold you every step of the way. Priscilla's here, my support coach, my virtual assistant, she is there as well to help really guide and streamline the process. That's why we're able to do it so quickly. Everything is organized, and so we need organization. We need people who are going to engage and share and get really excited about sharing the book. Who this is not for. So if you don't work well with others, if you can't meet deadlines, if you're going to just show up and say, well, I'm only going to share the parts of myself that are easy to share, maybe this isn't for you. So I am looking for aligned, excited leaders that are ready to shine, ready to share your story. So from rock bottom to radiant spark, I'm looking for people who have a rock bottom moment, a moment, like I said, where you looked around your life and you're like, oh my God, what happened? Everything is unfamiliar. The decision that you made or other people made just demolished everything you knew. And God used that as fertile soil to build you back up into who you are today. And you are a radiant spark, inspiring transformation, inspiring healing for other people in your community. Whether that's through coaching or speaking or writing, those are the souls that I'm really looking to partner with. And I'm so excited to see who comes in because we've already had so many, we have people already booked in for this. These are highly coveted positions and seats that people are like, we have so many applications right now that we're moving through that if you are interested, definitely go fill that out like immediately. I'm going to be posting the link in the comments here. So what does this include? I want to just show you the logistics. What does this look like? What is the process? If you're new to this type of, anthology, or if you've done an anthology with someone else, my process is very unique. So I want to share that with you. So we're going to have 3 coaching sessions and it's on Zoom. It's very interactive. Oftentimes people don't see the blind spots that are blocking them from fully writing from their heart. So I know somebody in the last anthology didn't realize she was having a lot of self-doubt that was blocking her writing flow, and we quickly shifted that. I can look within 5 minutes and tell based upon how you're talking, some of the things that you're saying, what's in your energy, what is blocking that flow and that creative self-expression. And then I coach you through it. You release the block, and then you're able to channel very quickly your brilliance, which is what we want. We want to extract the gems of the very best of what you have to share. So it's a very customized coaching process in that sense. And everybody, by the time that you submit your chapter, you're going to be rock solid and confident. That is my goal so that you feel really good putting this out into the world. So you get I think it might even be more than this, 1,500 word feature, 150 word bio. And what I do that's a little bit different is I actually give you prompts and questions. So rather than just starting with a blank page and being like, writer's block, I give you gentle prompts in the manual. Again, everything's very organized so that you can say, okay, this is where we're starting. And I help you through those questions. I give you prompts, I give you ideas, examples, so you feel supported the entire time. So you also get connected to a Facebook group. You're going to get an accountability partner, and you're not doing this alone. Trust me, I'm not going to let you just feel like you're on a boat by yourself. This is Priscilla and Corey. So you have Corey has written, I don't even know how many books. She's gone through, she has her own publishing company. Her and I have worked together on the last 3 books. She's phenomenal. Priscilla is my virtual assistant. And she really does a lot of the client-facing support. So if you have questions, even as detailed as like what hotel should I stay at when I come here for the book signing, she is there to help you every step of the way. So yeah, I don't even know how many. Corey's probably published more books by now. So the standard book package includes the coaching sessions, support from my team, and then you also get the complimentary invite to bring your family to Pittsburgh for the book signing, which is going to be in 2026. And this is so much fun because we get to really celebrate and hug in person and connect with each other. It's such a life-changing experience. So what this looks like practically, it's a $1,200 investment. And there's payment plans, there's I have in my Kajabi offer, there's ways that you can, break this down if that's more, easier for you to pay. But again, you have to get selected. It has to be aligned before we even get to this point. But I like to be just very open and honest about what this looks like because this is not just writing a bestseller. This is about the becoming that I talked about. So as you share your story, as you go through these coaching calls with me, you are transforming, you are healing, you're opening yourself up more to shine. So, yes, there's all these logistics, but again, it's the ripple effects that come from this one-time investment that will pay off for years to come in your business. So, where a lot of people get tripped up, and this is kind of the second part of this, they publish, but then they're like, okay, good, the book's out. I'm a published author. But then they don't know how to strategically market the book to call in new clients or position themselves to get paid speaking opportunities. And so that's where the author to authority VIP package comes in. So this is whenever you sign up for the book, it's going to prompt you to say, hey, would you also like the author to authority package? This is an experience in itself because I'm going to be teaching you in this, it's a deep dive coaching session on Zoom where we all come together and I teach you how to market the book, to position yourself, to get paid speaking engagements, to host your own book signing. I show you step by step. So there's no guesswork. There's no like, oh, how do I do this? I'm overwhelmed. I show you the exact pathway because, like I said, I've done this 6 times before. I feel like I've had 6 kids plus Lindsay and Penny. You're going to have a step-by-step blueprint to making more money, to impacting more people from the book, from marketing your own book, from doing events, whatever it is that you want to do. So if you don't want to do events, that's fine. There's other ways that we're going to talk about that you can leverage this book. You also get a professional photo shoot with this package. You get extra author copies, you get complimentary tickets. I mean, there's so much value packed in here. So this is an $897 upgrade. So if you want, you can just do the standard package. That's fine. If you want to upgrade, a lot of people from the last anthology did, and they were just like really blown away by everything that they learned. It's your time to shine. Imagine celebrating yourself. We had mocktails at the last one, but imagine holding the book in your hand, seeing your name on the back cover, sharing this, circulating this for years to come. Your children, your family, they're going to be able to see and celebrate you. This is an experience unlike anything else. And you will have this book for years to come to say, I'm a published best-selling author. So your next step is to fill out the application form. So I'm going to drop that here in the comments. And if you have any questions at all, you can either DM me or email my assistant, Priscilla. And I want you to get excited because it's book number 7. This one, I've already written my part. Usually with my books, I write the first half and then your story will be part of the second half of the book. And what I'm sharing is brand new content. It was channeled through me. It's all about my fully powered ecosystem and the brand of being able to scale your business, your impact, your influence without overwhelm or burnout. And it's in a new way that I've never taught it before. So I'm really excited. If you have any comments, let me know. Just drop a comment. Literally an open book. You can ask me any questions. I'm happy to answer them. And thank you so much for being part of this. All right. I will see you guys soon.